The world is packed full of wealthy people that don't hesitate to drop a couple of millions on the rarest cars or the biggest mansions. However, when it comes to lavish lifestyles, there's no denying the Brunei princes Abdul Mateen and Abdul Malik take the cake for living the most luxurious life. You might be wondering, who are the Brunei princes? And how are they able to afford such an insanely luxurious lifestyle? Well, the two princes are born into the royal family of Brunei, which, in case you didn't know, is a small nation located on the island of Borneo, who has a net worth of a whopping $20 billion. Prince Abdul Mateen, born in 1991, is the fourth son of the Sultan, while Prince Abdul Malik, born in 1983, is the Sultan's third son by his first wife. Their father, Sultan Hassanal, is known to be one of the richest men on this earth, and it really shows. Whether it's his collection of rare and exotic cars, to his 1,788-room palace, it's safe to say that Sultan Hassanal likes to live life to the fullest, and the same can be said about his sons. So today, we're going to take you through the wild journey of how the two Brunei princes spend their millions. Exotic pets. For a lot of people, dogs or cats are usually the animals of choice when they're looking for a fluffy companion. But when it comes to Prince Mateen, he took the word pet to a whole nother level. Like any other pet owner, he also takes to Instagram to share adorable pictures of his beloved pets. And by pets, we mean exotic white tiger cubs and extremely rare ocelots that are on the verge of extinction. These two pets aren't the only animals that are close to the 29-year-old prince's heart. Prince Mateen also has a close relationship with horses. He seems to be quite a gifted equestrian and can often be seen riding the finest of horses. Lavish weddings. Fortunately for all the ladies out there, Prince Mateen is currently single, and he's even looking for a princess with whom he can find his happily ever after. As for Prince Abdul Malik, we're sorry ladies, the man's off the market as he got married in a wedding that made headlines all over the world. Given that a wedding is the night of a lifetime, people have to spend quite a bit of money to make sure that it is the best night indeed. For 37-year-old Prince Abdul Malik, who's the heir to the throne, he has a wedding that would make the royal wedding of Prince William and Kate Middleton pale in comparison. In 2015, he tied the knot with then 22-year-old Dayanku Rabiatul Adewaya Pangeran Haji Bakaya, and their wedding was nothing short of glamorous. The wedding took place over the course of 10 days, and it has been dubbed one of the most lavish weddings on this planet. More than 6,000 guests, including royal families from around the world, foreign diplomats, and politicians were all invited to the big day. And from the bridal bouquet and the newly wedded couple's outfit, to the thrones inside the ceremonial room, everything was adorned with either pure gold, diamonds, or precious stones. The insane collection of cars. When you're the son of a sultan who has the largest private car collection in the entire world, choosing which car you'll travel with is no easy task. It's estimated that His Royal Highness has more than 7,000 cars, with a total value of a staggering $5 billion. Every year, the Sultan has the luxury of getting the latest and most expensive automobiles to be delivered to him upon their release. The family owns 550 Mercedes-Benzes, 450 Ferraris, and 6 Bentley Dominators that were custom-made for the Sultan, costing him $4.6 million per unit. The Sultan is also the current Guinness World Record holder for having the largest private Rolls-Royce collection that includes 500 of these luxurious cars. And as if Rolls-Royces aren't a symbol of wealth on their own, the Sultan had to take it to the next level by covering one of them with an undisclosed amount of 24-karat gold. This Rolls-Royce, which is valued at $15 million, was specially made for weddings, and it was used to transport the Sultan's daughter for her wedding day. Private jets. If Prince Mateen ever gets bored of driving one of the 7,000 cars, there are other means of transportation that the young prince can take, including a Boeing 747 private jet that the Sultan purchased. Although he paid $100 million for the private jet, he had to splurge $120 million more to make the private jet worthy of a royal family. Dubbed as the Flying Palace, he customized the entirety of the jet's interior to include a living room and a bedroom that is covered with pure gold from top to bottom. The Flying Palace isn't the only aircraft that the prince has at his disposal. He also has 2 Airbus A340s and a 767 next to his name. Just like his father, Prince Mateen is a licensed pilot, and he takes pride in his ability to fly his own aircraft. He admitted before that there were a few challenges that came with learning how to fly an aircraft. However, the young prince now has the hang of it. Private residence. With 1,788 rooms, 257 bathrooms, the Istana Nurul Iman Palace, which is the official residence of the Sultan of Brunei and where the princes grew up, currently holds the title for being the largest residential palace in the world. The palace cost an estimated $1.3 billion to build, and it took the construction workers 2 whole years to build this masterpiece. Measuring over a crazy 2.2 million square feet, the inside of the palace is otherworldly, with gold and diamond decorating every nook and cranny of the residence. Among its glamorous 1,788 rooms, the palace features 5 massive swimming pools, a banquet hall that can host up to 5,000 guests at once, a mosque with a capacity of 1,500, and an air-conditioned stable for the 200 polo ponies. The $1.3 billion palace isn't the only property that the family owns. The Sultan also owns a mansion that's located in one of the most expensive areas in London, which he purchased in 1994 for an estimated $54 million. Today, this property is the most expensive private house in the United Kingdom, with a current price tag of $150.4 million. Traveling. If you follow the Prince of Brunei on Instagram, you've probably noticed that the young prince has a thing for traveling. It seems like the royal sensation has traveled around the world and visited the most exotic locations, from tropical islands to hot deserts. And honestly, who wouldn't blame him? Prince Mateen often shares his snaps with the world on Instagram, and they garner thousands of likes and comments every time. The prince's wardrobe. Being a prince that's worth billions of dollars definitely has its advantages. You get to wear the finest of clothes. From the young prince's stylish appearance, we can take a bet that Prince Mateen's closet is packed full of creme de la creme of the designer world. He seems to have a liking to the tailor shops located in the famous Savile Row Street in London, where tailor shops sell the world's most expensive tailor-made suits that can cost up to $50,000 per piece. Expensive watches are also another thing that Prince Mateen often sports, and he loves to share pictures of his precious piece on Instagram. Among his collection is a Rolex Daytona 116500 LN, which is valued at $26,000, which is a watch that's extremely difficult to get a hold of, considering the waitlist can last years. Another masterpiece that he was seen wearing is the 18-karat white gold Grand Complication Patek Philippe Nautilus Perpetual Calendar, which is believed to be valued at around $124,000. Despite being one of the richest people on this planet, blowing through millions each year, and having every reason to be egoistic, the young prince is surprisingly humble. He was interviewed by GQ Thailand, and he explained that he's a grounded man and that he doesn't like to flaunt his family's wealth. Instead, he would rather live a simple life surrounded by the people closest to his heart and pursue things he's passionate about.